Morning with Max. Hey, good morning, folks. Welcome to another Morning with Max. And starting another week of game development here at City State Entertainment, where we are working on the MMORPG Camelot Unchained. I am, if you don't know who I am, I'm Max Porter. I'm the writer, editor, lore keeper, board game designer, stream runner, and various other things. So, let's see. We had a pretty awesome week of streaming last week. So if you want to go back and check out any of our recorded videos, our streams, they're still around. So I'll just go over them real quick. Oh, first of all, last night, last night we hosted Building in Cube with Swazi. So the backer, Swazi, streamed some of their work in Cube and building a whole fortified town and very cool stuff. Back on Friday, we had Morning with Max, of course, and then the end of week wrap up and Q&A with Tyler and Tim. Or TNT, as some have called it. But yeah, that was super fun. So we went over everything that got done over the week, and they answered a bunch of questions, art and programming questions. Back on Thursday, oh, and as always, I should say, the end of week wrap up and Q&A that we do every Friday, or almost every Friday, is really the best way to, if you like to keep up with us by watching videos as opposed to reading newsletters or updates or things like that, catch that video in order to stay up to date on what's going on with us. Back on Thursday, we had an office stream in the morning and an animation stream with Scott in the afternoon, where he worked on knockbacks. So he did a knock back and a knock forward animation. I think he's been working on, getting that set up to actually go into the game. Also on Thursday we had Gauntlet of Death, with special guest JB, who ran through the dungeon twice and died twice. Gruesomely. It was great. Back on Wednesday, we had engineering with JB in the afternoon. Fun with GraphQL, Part 2. So if you're into the programming side of things, you can go back and catch that stream. Back on Tuesday, we had environment art with Dion. And then we had environment art with Tyler. And Tyler worked on building an island from scratch. So the very beginnings of the process with our system and everything. Then I did story time with Max, where I read The Silver Hands Becoming, Part 1, the rewritten version that I've been working on. And then back on Monday, we had Morning with Max and an office stream. Just like today, we have Morning with Max right now, and probably an office stream in the afternoon, unless one of the artists jumps in or something like that. Good morning, good morning. Say hi to Bull. What's that cool t-shirt you're wearing?
It's alien language.
Tans Toffel? Cool.
It's a reference
To what?
to a thing.
Okay. Well, you heard it
It's
here
a
first.
literary reference.
I don't recognize it.
Have you ever read any Robert Heinlein?
I have. I have read lots of Robert Heinlein, but I don't remember Tans Toffel.
Okay.
What book is it from?
Moon is a Harsh Mistress.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I've read Stranger in a Strange Land, but I don't know if I've read that one. And a lot of his short stories.
Right on.
Cool shirt. Death Watch. That snowman didn't have a nose. Oh, back on the Gauntlet of Death. Did you think the nose on the snowman was cheating? Valdi. Hey, is Andrew still growing his beard until Beta 1 launches? Yes, he is. It's getting quite bushy. But he is trucking on very determinedly. He is actually in on the West Coast right now, working with the satellite studio, the West Coast crew, and kind of an opportunity for them to do the mind share thing, as Tyler calls it, or just get on the same page with the programming theme. Deathwatch, I seriously thought you had to give it a nose, as it was only said to have a top hat. Well, honestly, Deathwatch, I wish I'd thought of that. That might have... I just thought it would be really funny to have a snowball as your weapon going into the dungeon, but a carrot would have been very amusing as well. And maybe it would have made more sense. What are you folks drinking today? I'm having Coke Zero to wake up with the caffeine, and also water in the Vader cup. I don't know if you can see the screen. It's got the some of that place of power modeling work up on it without any of the materials. Hey, Deathwatch, have you seen a lot of the gauntlets? The Gauntlet of Deaths. Or was that your first one? Because that was the first one. Yes, they are often like that. But yeah, if of course we save them all, so then people can go back and map out the dungeon if they want. Say hi to Tyler and Tim, the TNT team that hosted the end of week wrap up this Friday, or on Friday. Deathwatch, hopefully more TDD stuff soon. Well, if you're interested in lore, I've been working on the next part 2 of the rewrite of the Silver Hens Becoming story.
I'm making TDD helmets right now.
And John says he's making TDD helmets right now. You want to stream this afternoon, John?
No.
He said no. Any story hints for part 2? Well, I mean, the earlier version of the tale is still up on the website. So, if you really want to spoilers, they're not hard to come by. But let's just say that at the end of part 1, Nuada is searching for a means to gain the power for his revenge. Hey, Horst Rudolph, yo ho. And in part 2, he finds a means. He finds some hints towards his goal.
Hey, who's playing?
No, I started it. I put water.
Tyler's trying to figure out
But not work, maybe?
who didn't make coffee. Luriel, Beta 1 Max when? I'm guffing nuts here.
I appreciate you saying it was me.
Well, no.
Yeah, I mean, we're going nuts too.
Yeah, now you can be proud.
When it's ready, L'Oreal. But we're getting there. We're making really good progress. Deathwatch. In the background on the screen is that a Warhammer side-by-side animation. Yeah. It's somebody, some animation frames from Scott's work. Somebody using a big two-handed hammer. Horst Rudolph, is Andrew still in Seattle? Yes, he is. I expect when I, finish this up and head over to stand-ups, he'll be there on the screen. So we can have a meeting by video call with everybody. Deathwatch, two-handed hammer is my intended Fianna weapon. Cool. More usually associated with the Mjolnir heavy fighter types. Well, I guess Fianna has heavy fighter too. But the Viking heavy fighter. But why not? Go for it. That should be super cool, Deathwatch. Horst Rudolph, will he be there as long as VFX needs work, or is it just vacancy for him? I think you mean vacation? It's not vacation. No, he he's there to, basically, he's the lead programmer. We have, programming team over in Seattle in the Satellite Studio. So it's important for him to kind of get there and, connect and get on the same page with everybody. So he's working in the newly built office. Well, By built, I mean they've built, their desks and computers and everything is there. Deathwatch, you got a cave that Arthurian armor. Yeah, well, I guess a hammer is good for that. Caving it in. Hello, Yazaro. Pardon me. How are you today? Sup, Tum Tum? Don't recognize that screen name, so welcome. Welcome to the start of the week of game development. I should recognize it. Tum Tum, you visited the office a while back. Wow. Okay. Yeah, then I definitely should. Although, I don't suppose when you came to the office you had your screen name like floating above you or something. So I'm sure I'd recognize you. Yuzaro just got home and going to binge watch something on Netflix. That sounds lovely. Tum Tum, no, I was in uniform though. In uniform? Tum Tum, don't know if you were hired at the time. Well, then it would have been a while back. Quite a while. Because I've been here 3 and something years. Just about 3 years, I guess. Sending telegram. Oh, yeah, Tum Tum 007. If you visited right after the Kickstarter, then I was not here yet. I was brought on as part of a stretch goal, or as a stretch goal. The writer cometh. And here I am. Here I am. I guess I just missed you, Tum Tum. Yozaro, did the stretch goal specifically refer to you? It did, actually. I can't give you a direct link to it, but if you scroll down past Hug the World and the Sound Engineer cometh, the Bounty System, yeah, just before the Bounty System, the Writer cometh. There's that awesome image of me as a duck, I guess, writing, scribing. If anybody's on the YouTube chat, I'm sorry I haven't responded. I think that it disconnected from the chat there on the YouTube side. Yeah, Duck Max, that's right, Inkart. had that as my Sandra drew that. It's amazing. I had that as my desktop background for a long time, but then I haven't updated it since I changed computers. I really should make that my background again. Tum Tum, anything good to talk about today, or just waking up? Well, when I do these streams specifically, they're mostly about, kind of bookending the week of streaming. So, if you have any questions about lore stuff or things I can answer, then I can answer them. But, salutations, Lord Fritus. Halloween, it's this late already. I know, right? Deathwatch, any special lore snippets about Fiannas? I mean, not beyond the short description that's on the website, which I'm sure you've already looked at. Welcome. Thanks for joining me, at least for the last 5 minutes, Halloween. I will say that it seems likely, Deathwatch, that the Fianna to be a story, or becoming story, will be our take on some legends of Fionn Mac Cumhail. Since that's the founder of the order. So, I would say that that's very likely. Yozaro, have you read any of David Gator's works? Maybe. I can't say that I know the author's name. Oh, he was one of the writers in Dragon Age Origins and many others. Cool. Embarrassingly, Dragon Age is still on my list of things I need to get to. My wife is just, she thinks it's crazy that I haven't played it yet. Same for Inkart. Well, there you go. When you play games for the story, it can be a bit daunting to take on a game with so much. Halloween. Will there be much in the way of additions to the lore on the depths when you get to that part of the Nuada series, or the Nuada series? I mean, in the sense that many of the descriptions of various places in the depths were in Mark's original. Not bare bones exactly, but not as, rich and detailed as they could be. So I'll be adding some of those, details and filling out, what's already been written, as treating it almost like a framework. But I don't know about full-on additions, really, because, the story, it worked already, and I'm just trying to make it better. Or develop it, as we call it. So I guess there are some places in the original where it says, oh, they grew tentacles and ran around. And I can, describe that in a bit more detail, or make it feel a bit more like a, place of real horror and madness, not just throwing tentacles on things. Not that I'm going to take the tentacles away. That's definitely, enriching the descriptions of places in the depths and creatures in the depths was a big part of my goals in working on the rewrite. Zaro, do you take any inspiration from the artist's work, like the models or environment as such, or does it go the other way around? It goes both ways, Zaro. But they're the concept artists. So, if Mark says, I like this concept, then that's generally how it works. But sometimes, sometimes I come up with stuff and then the artists will take inspiration from that. So it definitely goes both ways. But, yeah. Deathwatch, you're asking a design question. My voice is going. I don't know about the testing, Halloween. Wow, my voice is really going. I'm gonna have to turn this off anyhow. The call for stand-ups just started, so I'm going to say good morning and goodbye and see you later. We'll, unless some artist jumps on, I will be turning on the cameras this afternoon for an office stream, so you can come and hang out for that.
We should do it
All
now.
right.
We should split up now.
See you later. Bye-bye. And thanks a bunch for joining me. Morning with Max.